been thinking about lately. And that is, if I really want this, why am I not doing what I know that I need to do? And it hit me yesterday morning, standing over the scale with the new batteries in it. And for a second, I almost wished that the batteries were still dying. And that way I wouldn't have to actually see the truth. I was telling myself over the last week and a half that the batteries were low, that everything's fine. You've been doing this for 4 months and you don't need to track anymore. So I stopped tracking, but not tracking made everything too easy to ignore. It made it too easy to drift, too easy to overeat without noticing it, too easy to pretend that I didn't know what was happening. And then the number showed up, a number that I didn't want, a number that said, "You're playing around again." And something in me whispered, "This is enough." It's not a dramatic breakdown. It wasn't even a big aha moment. It was just that quiet, tired voice inside of me that said, "You can't keep doing this to yourself over and over and over again." And the truth I didn't want to admit is that when the scale dips down, then my mind says, "Ooh, the scales have gone down. I have a little bit of wiggle room." And then I kind of loosen the reins a little bit and I dab into the old habits. And then I start sabotaging the very progress that I tell myself I want. Wiggle room is not a reward, it's a warning. And it means what I'm doing is working, and therefore I need to keep doing it, not laxing. And yet, there I was yesterday or the day before I weighed in, went to Tim Hortons, ordered a Biscoff croissant. 400 calories of pure disappointment. It didn't even taste that good. The croissant tasted a little bit stale. There wasn't enough Biscoff in it. But you know what? I ate the whole thing anyway. And then earlier in the week, I went into work and there was leftover cake. So they left it for the staff to have. And I went when nobody was there and got my piece. And I got a giant piece covered in icing, the corner piece, the one with the flour. It looked incredible. It tasted, meh, it was fine. But I ate that too, even though it didn't taste amazing. Oh, and then there was the Mary Brown's Chicken Run at lunchtime, where I got uh, popcorn chicken and French fries. Yeah, that didn't live up to the food fantasy either. I should have just gone to Wendy's and gotten the salad and chili like I was originally going to get. So I'm not eating these foods because I love them. I'm eating them because part of me is still chasing an old comfort that isn't even comforting anymore. Somewhere along the way, the story that I told myself became, I don't want to be deprived. I want to eat like normal people, and I want treats. What I struggled often to say out loud is, normal people don't obsess over food the way I do. They don't eat things that don't taste good just because they used to eat them or they used to taste good. And they don't play weight roulette, which is stepping on the scale. When it's down, you sabotage a little bit, then the scale goes back up, and then you restrict yourself again. Normal people don't play weight roulette and call it living. And what I also realized is that treating myself is not the problem. It's the mindless treats. It's the nostalgia treats. Maybe this time it will taste like the old days kind of treats. The treats that I don't even enjoy, but I finish anyway. What I'm realizing is that I haven't been deprived. I have been disconnected. Disconnected from what I want, from why I started, and disconnected from the version of myself that I'm trying to become. I've been connected to who I used to be and disconnected from who I want to be. And maybe you're here too. From the things that we've talked about, I think maybe you are. Maybe you're asking the same questions that I'm asking myself. Why am I not doing what I know works? Why am I avoiding the habits that actually help me? Why am I eating food that doesn't even taste good? Why do I keep sabotaging my own progress? Why does it feel easier to live in the cycle that I hate rather than to step into the life that I want? Maybe we've lost our why. Or maybe our why has changed and we haven't noticed. The why that we had 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds ago will be different than the one we're at now because we may have reached that particular why. Here's what I do know. We aren't tired of the work. What we're really tired of is feeling stuck. We're tired of watching weeks go by without the results that we know we could or should have. And we're tired of saying, I messed up. Let me start over again. I'm tired of watching myself trip over my own potential. So today, the truth that I am choosing, if I really want this, then my choices need to show it. Not perfectly, not intensely, not obsessively, just honestly. I want to live a 90-10 or an 80-20 lifestyle where 80 to 90% of my day is on plan, intentional, and 10 to 20% is a little bit off plan, a little bit normal. I want to have more intention. I want to have more awareness, more reality, and less fantasy. More food that I actually enjoy now and not food that I used to enjoy. More choices that honor where I'm going rather than where I've been. And you're not alone in this. You're not the only one wrestling with these questions. You're not the only one who feels scared or frustrated, angry, stuck in a loop that you swear you should be past by now. You're not the only one who feels like you should be further along. I'm right here in the messy middle with you. And so we can do it. We can do this together, not because all of a sudden we're stronger, but because we can finally choose honesty over hopefulness, intentionality over avoidance, and progress over perfection. Breakthrough does not come from doing everything right. It comes from stopping the things we do that keep dragging us backwards. And that's what's happening. We're not just taking a step backwards, we're being dragged backwards by those things that we keep doing. So breakthrough starts with one small, clear, courageous decision. If I want this, I'm going to act like it. So for me, after sitting with all of this, I have three things that I'm walking away with. And there are three things that I want you to also walk away with. Number one, awareness is the first breakthrough, and honestly, the most uncomfortable one. Change isn't going to begin with a perfect plan because there are no perfect plans. Change begins with telling yourself the truth and not running from it. That moment that you stop pretending that everything is fine is the moment that the real shift begins. It's not dramatic, it's just honest. You need to be honest with yourself. Number two, the foods that you're reaching for are not the problem. The problem is the story that you are attaching to them. We chase old comforts, old identities, old moments that quite honestly don't exist anymore. We eat what our past self loved, not what our present self actually wants. I ate the Biscoff croissant. I ate the Mary Brown's chicken. I ate the cake. And all three times, they didn't give me what I actually wanted. I ate the whole thing and felt disappointed because it didn't live up to the food fantasy in my mind. When you pause and ask yourself, do I even enjoy this? Then you break a pattern that has been running on autopilot for years. That's what we need to do. We need to break that pattern. Consistency is not about discipline. It's not about restriction. It's about alignment. You don't sabotage because you're weak. You sabotage because you're disconnected from who you want to be. You're disconnected from your why, or possibly because your why hasn't been updated in a long time. When your choices match who you want to become instead of who you were, even in small ways, then everything is going to feel less chaotic, less emotional, and less overwhelming. Because alignment creates calm, and calm creates momentum, and momentum creates change. Hopefully today's lesson has stirred something into you, whether it was just a feeling in your chest or this quiet realization in your mind. I don't want you to ignore it, okay? I want you to let this matter. For some of you, this is the moment to sit with the emotion and actually give yourself permission to feel what you've been avoiding. For others, this is the moment to take a look at the facts, the patterns, and the evidence, and now choose a different response. You can't get new results from the old habits. Either way, however you do this, you don't have to do this alone. I'm here to support you in breaking the cycle of avoidance, self-sabotage, and weight roulette. But I can't do that if you aren't honest with yourself and honest with me. I need you to share with me. I need you to tell me where you're stuck, to tell me what you're afraid of, and to tell me what you keep pretending is fine. And that means when I say, how did your day go? I need honesty. Because if we do 2 weeks of, oh, I think I did okay, and then you weigh yourself and realize you didn't do okay, now we've wasted 2 more weeks. But if you can be honest with yourself and with me each day, then we can tweak things as we need to in the moment. I'm here to help you sort through it. The emotions, the logic, the patterns, the plan. And together, we can turn these small awakenings into real momentum and real change, one honest step at a time.